Many thanks to our distinguished panelists from Harmony, ETC Labs, and Algorand. Next, I'm pleased to have Jin Lei, CTO of MATPool, to talk about MaaS, Mining as a Service. Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here presenting our product, MATPool. So MAT is a prefix of the English word matrix. We picked this name because of the tensority algorithm used by Bytom, which involves of matrix operations. So MATPool is a very unique product, bridging together multiple domains together. I hope you will find the following talk interesting. So today, I'm going to break up the talk into two parts. First, I'm going to talk about the MATPool.io, which is our mining pool service. Next, I'm going to go beyond the mining pool service and talking about a very interesting project we are currently working on. I know we are running a little bit late. I hope you will find it interesting and go through the talk with me. OK, so let's talk about MATPool.io first. It is the official mining pool for Bytom. We initially launched the mining pool in August 2018, a few months after the mainnet launch. Then we went through a bunch of basically, we re-architect the whole product. And the new version was launched at the beginning of 2019. So as of today, we are serving about 11% of the net hash power. So as a mining pool service, both stability and the latency are very critical measurements. We have spent a lot of effort trying to keep the service nearly zero downtime since the major update at the beginning of this year. So if you know Bytom, it's notorious for the verification latency. The tensority algorithm usually takes around 1 second to compute on a single core CPU. Even with SIMD enabled, it still takes more than 100 milliseconds to compute. So in the network, the propagation delay is quite severe. We have done a lot of optimizations trying to bring down the propagation delay from our peer mining pools. We monitor the propagation delay for all major mining pools for Bytom. And our propagation delay is the lowest. So in this slide, you can see so we present the propagation delay for all the major mining pools. There are two other major mining pools. One is N pool. The other is F2 pool. So in the chart, you can see their propagation delay is more than 500 milliseconds. And sometimes it's over 1 second. But for us, we are able to keep the delay under 150 milliseconds most of the time. Another critical measure is the submission latency observed by our miners. Similarly, we also have done a lot of optimizations. As a result, we are able to keep the P99 latency around 30 milliseconds. And the average latency is around 12 milliseconds. If you consider the tensority algorithm, usually takes around 1 second to finish on a single core CPU. This is very good numbers. Besides BTM, we are also expanding our coverage to other coins. We are the first mining pool for QKC and SIPC. And currently, we are still the largest mining pool for them, accounting for around 30 to 40% of the net hashing power. We also start to cover some of the mainstream coins, such as ETC and Zcash. And similar to other mining pools, we take 3% for the dev fee. We provide 24/7 tech support to our miners. We also distribute revenue daily. If you're a miner with a large hashing power, we have VIP service available for you. And we also provide discounted dev fee. Besides those standard features, we also provide a real-time reporting for the revenue and the hash rate. And we also provide WeChat mini programs for our miners to monitor their account on the go. And the iOS and Android apps are on the way too. For registered users, we provide abnormal state alerting free of charge. So in our web client, we also have in-depth diagnosis tools. Our miners can use those tools to quickly identify faulty hardwares. We also provide a GUI-based mining shell, which basically integrates major mining kernel. So our miners can get started quickly. Starting from this year, staking is gaining a lot of traction. We also participate in dozens of POS chain nodes. For our miners, they can participate, vote, and share staking revenues through our service. Okay, so up until now, you may think, what are you talking about? This is just another mining service. Nothing is particularly interesting. I completely agree with you. It's just another mining service. But what I'm going to cover next is interesting. So hang on with me. To get you motivated, let's look at some numbers. Okay? So what can you earn by mining today? According to whattomine.com, if you have a 1080 Ti GPU card, you can probably earn $1.14 a day if you pick the right coin to mine. And they say you have to mine green today to earn the maximum profit. As a comparison, if you go to AWS and rent a less performant GPU server, it costs you $0.75 per hour. If you do the math, that translates into $18 a day. So it's very obvious. There is a huge gap between the rental cost and the mining revenue. And the gap is about 16x. That's huge. So let's look in further. If we, okay, I think I missed one slide. Yeah, let's look in further. So if you look at the crypto mining industry today, it contains it keeps massive amount of GPU hardwares. So if you are about to enter this industry, you have to put in a massive amount of capital investment into the mining rigs. However, the return on the investment can fluctuate greatly based on the coin market price. In the bear market, the earning may not even be able to cover the electricity cost to keep the machines running. But on the other hand, the GPU is in high demand in other domains, such as machine learning, deep learning. Tuning a model is often time-consuming, thus costs a lot of money. So it creates a high barrier for the beginners to enter. Considering a startup in its early stage, you cannot imagine to put in hundreds of thousands of dollars to rent a GPU server. So what's the problem here? The problem is there is an isolation between the miners, the GPU miners, who has a lot of GPU hardwares, and other participants in the market who want computing powers. So if we can connect them together through technology, we can balance the supply and demand in the market. As a result, we'll achieve optimal outcome for all the participants in the market. So here comes the MATPool. We are not able to bring in the GPU miners. We can also connect other GPU providers, such as home computers, internet and gaming cafes. Through our unique cloud technology, we are able to schedule those hardwares to people who really need computing resource. And those people including mining, machine learning, big data analysis, animation rendering, and high-performance computing, etc. As a return, they earn much higher revenue. Our algorithm also automatically switch back to mining if the hardwares are idle. Our algorithm can also automatically pick the most profitable coins to mine and pay back to the miners in Bitcoin. So that sounds fantastic, but there are many technical challenges to achieve such unity. First of all the hardwares available on the market, they're very different. They have different GPUs, different CPUs, and they have different amount of memory. They have different operating systems. They have different GPU drivers. And on top of that, they install different softwares. And those machines are geographically distributed. They have very different network conditions. They have very different network bandwidth. And we have no control of those hardwares. The owners can turn off, shut down, restart those machines anytime they want. How can we keep the data secure is also a very important consideration. So once we bring together those geographically distributed hardwares, we are able to build layers on top of them. At the very bottom, we have our ICE layer. We utilize containerization and virtualization technology. We build proxy network. We also built distributed storage in order to make those hardwares accessible from anywhere by anyone. And on top of that, we also built our smart scheduling algorithm. We built a P2P network and the caching infrastructure. All of this work is to make our user life easier, to simplify their computing task. And then finally, on the top layer, is SaaS layer. In this layer, our user will be able to run their task computation without even notice if it is running in a dedicated data center or in our distributed hardwares. So what I have just talked about, you can find all those features in MATPool.com. In there, you will find a marketplace for GPU hardwares. You can join your GPU host with a few steps of easy configuration. You can also rent a GPU host with a fraction of cost. For business partners, we provide a set of simple APIs. So you can launch your computation tasks quickly, saving huge cost and providing an instant scalability for you. So far, we have a few happy customers. Data Castle. It is top organizer for AI and big data computation. MoModel, it is a one-stop place for you to learn machine learning and a playground to exercise. So if you are interested, join us. Let's chat offline. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's all for this morning's agenda. Let's take a break and have a rest. And we will provide lunchbox to attendees. Please make sure to come back at 1 p.m. So see you soon. Take care.